back to Mike's Custom Saws. That little clip in the beginning there, that was just of me breaking the saw in. I got out there, it's late evening now, but it's all dark out. I was hoping to be able to get back out there and run it through some wood, but that's gonna have to wait until tomorrow. So went out there, started it up, and got it just running idle, just like I said on the last video, where when I break saws in, I put them through a tank of fuel and then start them up, let it idle, let it warm up, and then throughout that tank of fuel, like every 5 to 10 minutes, I'll go out there and I'll just bring the throttle up, just kind of, even on that clip there, in the entire time through the braking cycle, I never went out and wound it out. I never went wide open. So it's more of just kind of running it through its RPM range, not winding it out or anything, just being nice to it and letting everything seed in. So I do that for a tank of fuel, and then that's kind of, to me, that's a pretty good solid break-in period. And then when I go out with a saw that I just built, I don't run it really hard typically until I'm through like a few tanks of fuel. Now this one might be a little different because I want to get some stock numbers off of it. I am very impressed with it just as stock. I mean, the responsiveness of it and everything, it ran really well out there. But tomorrow I'll fill it back up with fuel, set a log up, and go through that log. We'll measure the log out, see how big it is. It's going to be dug fur. That's all I've got pretty much out here. And then go through it. It has no dog, so I can't even dog in. It'll just be going straight through the log and seeing a timed run and seeing how quick this thing is. And then I'll try to save that chunk of log and do it exactly on that log after it's modified. So that's it. Yeah. So this is just a quick little video up, and tomorrow I may join tomorrow's video into this one. That might be what I do, honestly, and just put them all together. So I'll do a timed run, and then I'll show how long it took to get through that log and whatnot. So that's it for this evening. Now it's too dark to do anything, and it's cold out there. So thanks for watching. All right, so it's the next afternoon now. Hoping the lighting is okay. It's kind of late afternoon out here. I was hoping to get out earlier, but just didn't happen. So we got the Echo 2511. I refueled it and everything. All the break-in was done yesterday, as I explained. I'm gonna get this thing warmed up, and I brought a tape measure out. So this log looks to be 14.5, or excuse me, 13 3/4 bark to bark, and it's about 14.5 this way, so say 14 on average. I only got this little section of log. That all the other logs I have are too big for this little 14-inch bar, so it's gonna be really close to get through. I'm gonna see, and it just goes through the other side, so as soon as I get it in, I'm just gonna guide it right down, because there are no dogs on here, so should be able to guide it right down on the edge of the saw. I'm gonna try to save this piece of log here. I've got, well, let's see, about a foot, I think, or so. Yeah, about 9.5 inches before there's a big knot there where a branch was. So, but we'll be able to. I'll probably just do 2 cuts today, and then I'll get them timed out, put it up on the video and everything, and that's going to be a great rendition of the capacity. I mean, it's the full capacity of the bar of the 14-inch for the stock saw. So I'm gonna get this thing warmed up, and then might zoom you in, or I might just leave it out like that, and we'll do a couple cuts. You can see on that first cut, it is not going to go through that. That's 14-inch log, 14-inch bar. That Oregon chain has a ton of chatter on it. So I figured I was just going to look for another log to go through, but it actually, I wanted to see how it would do, so I did another run, went a bit better. But good representation of putting this saw to its max. Okay, so I cut a little piece of this guy off, and oh, what are we looking at? 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches, yeah, so about 5.5 inches across. And do a couple cuts on this and see how it goes through. I mean, this is something that's much more practical for this saw as it is right now, obviously. So we'll give it a shot and see how it does. Little Echo 2511T. So there's a couple tests on it. I would normally never push a saw as hard as I did on that 14-inch log that literally had 1 tank of fuel through it, but hoping, I guess we'll see, because I'm going to be tearing it down. Should be okay, I think. But I did also want to see what it would do on that, and it struggled. It really struggled. It would take a while to get through that. Any other, you know, just on a normal, if a homeowner got this saw, basically. So we'll see how it goes. This was a little 5.5 inch log, and I'll time those, and then I'll time the big one too on that second cut, and see where we're sitting at, and then it's time to start tearing it down. So thanks for coming along, and we'll be starting this series off with the tear down shortly. Whoa, all right. Just got back inside from just doing a little bit of cutting with this thing there. It's pretty chilly out there today. Now we're up in the Pacific Northwest. But we've had a lot of clear nights, and as soon as that sun starts going down, it gets a little cold, for us at least up here. Anyways, you saw through that 14-inch log. That really surprised me, actually. I thought the saw would go through that 14-inch much easier, really. It had a lot of chatter. I mean, a brand new chain. It's an Oregon chain. I've really never run an Oregon chain. Curious to see maybe what the rakers were at. I was trying to just nurse it through. I didn't really want to put a lot of pressure on it. Like I said, I would never do this to a saw that I had just built. Like, I mean, it's gonna take multiple tankfuls through to actually get that thing broken in. But I really want to see some stock numbers as opposed to once it's modified. So it was an eye-opener for me. I was happier with that second run through it, and I was just gonna go like, let's look for a smaller log and screw the big one, but no, I wanted to see what it would do. So I'm gonna replay that, and I'm gonna time it out and put those numbers in there. And in that 6-inch log, or the 5.5 inch, it went through that easy. You know, I mean, it should. So it's it'll be interesting. I'll put up all like first run, second run numbers, and then I'll probably just put an average of the 2 for the big one and the 2 for the small one. And I'm going to save those 2 logs so that we can reduplicate a couple runs on each of them once this thing has some performance work on it and a different bar. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I wish I had a log that was 10 inches. That would have been really nice. I don't have anything at this time. Everything is big or little small. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you come through on this this series. This is going to be my first time pulling one of these parts, so I'm just going to be taking it slow, probably taking some pictures so I get it back together properly, and it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see it when it's done. A lot of the tree guys really rave about these little saws, so it'll be cool. Again, thanks for watching. Mike's Custom Saws. Catch you on the next one.